We're almost done. I think I'm closing this thing down almost. So, my name is Matt. I'm a graduate this year, and yeah, it's just a privilege to be able to share a little bit about what God's been doing. So, I have a friend, actually my best friend, who I've met here at Briercrest, and he lives in a way that is quite profound. He has this ability to be completely honest. He lays it all bare. He puts it all out there, and he says, "Here I am. You can take it or leave it, and this is where I'm trying to go." And I think that's something that a lot of people here at Briercrest do, and it's something that I've learned that, yeah, in those honest moments when we're able to lay ourselves out there, some rare form of discipleship happens. Anyways, I hope that as I open my heart, that it'll be some sort of window into what God's done in my last 4 years, and what He's doing in a lot of people's lives here. But yeah. And in the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus tells this parable. Most of you are pretty familiar with, I'm sure. Matthew 13, He tells the parable of the sower. And the sower, he throws some seed along a path, and he throws some seed along some rocks, and he throws some seed along some soil, but the weeds grow up and they choke it out. And then he also throws some seed on some good soil, and it produces 160, 30-fold, right? And I don't know at what point it was in my faith, but I just had this deep fear that I would be the one who was choked out by the weeds. Jesus later on, He just tells the disciples what exactly those weeds are. He says, the riches of this world, the worries of this world, the things of this world that are going to steal your affections from me. And I quite often talk about this with some of my friends, and one of them sent me this the other day. It's a quote from C.S. Lewis's book, The Screwtape Letters, and I haven't read the book, but I think it's Uncle Screwtape or something talking to his nephew, I believe. But he's talking about those guys and those people in the middle years, which I think is the years that myself and many of the people in here are in right now. He says, if on the other hand, the middle years proved prosperous, our position is even stronger. You see, prosperity knits a man to the world. He feels that he's finding his place in it, while really it's finding its place in him. His increasing reputation, his sense of importance, the growing pressure of absorbing and agreeable work, they build up in him a sense of being really at home in earth, which is just what we want. You will notice that the young are usually less unwilling to die than the middle-aged and the old. That's my fear, that the world's going to find its place in me, that the worries of this world and the riches of this world grab my heart. When I first came to Briercrest, I was asked this question by a professor here. They said, if you could imagine, maybe you guys can do this too, imagine that you're in this place, and it's the most beautiful place you've ever been, maybe the most beautiful places you've been on earth or seen in pictures, and all your loved ones are there, all your friends, all your family, and you have the finest food and the best music, and all the activities, all the things that you love, they're all there in that place. I get pretty excited thinking about that. And he looks at me and he says, would that be enough? Is that heaven in some sense? Is that it? And I remember thinking to myself, I was pretty excited. I was like, wow, that sounds really nice. He says, what if Jesus wasn't there? What if Jesus wasn't there? And yeah, that's my fear. Is that I would love this world more than I love Jesus. And the last 4 years have been this process of this like agonizing process of attaching to the Father. It's like you get knocked down and you sin and you walk in the opposite direction of the Lord, and then he draws you back and you attach to him, and then you walk. It's this brutal thing that we all hate. And I've learned that I have no power. I have no power over the power of sin and darkness. And left to myself, I got no chance. But he's our hope. He's the only one worthy of our hope. And he's the only one that's he's the only one that's he's the only one that can save us. And so it's been that process that's been his faithfulness, and that's what I long for. That's what I need. I need him. And my prayer is that we would say, take the world, but give me Jesus. Thanks for letting me share.